In this video, Elphinstone Logging Focus Forest Campaigner, Ross Muirhead has evidence from November 18, 2024, showing two culverts that pass underneath the Sunshine Coast Highway 101. They are both inadequate and need immediate replacement because of imminent risks from flooding that could lead to the destruction of the highway. The two culverts carry surface water runoff from the east and west channels of Leek Creek. The video shows a nearly plugged western culvert and a fully plugged eastern culvert, the latter of which redirects water flow along a ditch line to the western culvert. When culverts get plugged, a series of events get triggered. 1. Water backs up and builds in pressure. 2. It flows over the pavement surface. 3. It erodes away the subsurface of the road. 4. Pavement breaks into shards. 5. Material around the culvert gets eroded. 6. The culvert has nothing holding it in place and is blown out of the road. And 7. The road is lost. This is referred to as catastrophic engineering failure. Above Highway 101, BC Timber Sales has cut Blk TA0021 planned in the Leek Creek Watershed where the water drainages form and water channels collect surface water. When logging removes forest cover and newly planned logging roads cut across the sloped soils in this watershed, the hydrology is altered. Logging and new roads will result in undetermined changes to both peak flows and low flows to Leek Creek. BC Timber Sales consultant Polar Geoscience assessed the hydrology of the various watersheds that would be affected by the logging and road building and made several recommendations, including many crossings in the urban areas and on Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure roads were installed several decades ago and may be undersized in light of climate change projections. They may also become more prone to debris plugging as mature in-stream wood deteriorates and is transported downstream. We recommend that BC Timber Sales share this information with the MOTI, the Sunshine Coast Regional District, and the town of Gibsons. We recommend the appropriate party consider a stream crossing review to preemptively identify and replace undersized or potentially non-functioning crossings, especially those which pose downstream environmental risks with failures.
It's November the 14th, 2024. This is the ELF video. We're standing on Conrad Road and a ditch that's been intercepting water from driveways and just surface runoff. It's coming down here following the road, and this channel meets another stream that forms what we think is the western channel of Leek Creek. There's Highway 101 there. And what we want to think about today are legacy culverts. These are culverts that have been put into place when the Highway 101 was first built in the 1950s. They've never been upgraded. They only get upgraded when they become overwhelmed, flood, and a catastrophic event happens. So what we have today is two ticking time bombs. We're going to walk over here, pick up that channel again. Now this is water formed by two of the channels meeting, forming this amount of water. There's a culvert here that captures ditch water that goes all the way up the highway there. There's been some breakage of the shoulder right here, probably because this channel did flood up to that point and created that breakage. Now somewhere in there is a culvert opening and it's reaching capacity. So we had a heavy rainfall yesterday afternoon, carried into the evening. It wasn't classified as an atmospheric river. Now in November 2021 we had a 3-day atmospheric river, which caused extensive damage, leading to at least 4 to 5 catastrophic failures. So this culvert here is one of the ticking time bombs that Ministry of Transportation, Infrastructure, and Capilano Highway should be addressing. This culvert needs to be replaced within, the next year or so. Otherwise, it's going to blow out, which is going to cause horrific changes to the traffic system here on the Sunshine Coast. So we can walk up here and look at the long ditch line and then eventually get to the eastern channel of Leek Creek. Okay, and as we're walking up, I want to explain to you another overlapping issue, which is forest management that's occurring in this very Leek Creek watershed, and also what they refer to as Higgs Brook Watershed, Clack Creek Watershed, and Molyneux Watershed, and to some extent Joe Smith Creek Watershed. These are being identified in a BC Timber Cells South Elphinstone Watershed Assessment completed by Polar Geoscience, independent hydrology consulting group. The one thing we will pull out from that assessment today is a statement made by Polar Geoscience that BC Timber Cells needs to reach out to MOTI and ask them to do a stream crossing review of all the affected creeks that would be impacted by the TA0021 cut block. Okay? So in our correspondence with MOTI, the senior planner there said he has no budget, therefore no plans to do a stream crossing review. Basically, they only respond to engineering projects on a capital basis or on an emergency basis. So, for instance, if these two Leek Creek culverts did get plugged, did flood the highway and blow out, then of course they would respond and replace the culverts to new standards. Here comes a logging truck that's barreling down the highway, going back to its logging site. So ELF, our group, has real concerns that BCTS would proceed with selling the block up here in the Leek Creek Watershed and these other watersheds before even getting the stream crossing review completed. Okay, now we're at the western Leek Creek channel. There's been some blowdown of trees. You can see there's been bucking of the tree. There's branches and stems left behind. That looks like the affected tree back there. They bucked it, but they didn't clean up the debris, and it's contributing to the plugging of the culvert. Now you have to use your imagination a bit here, but there is a culvert right where that branch is that would go underneath the highway, and then it forms the Leek Creek channel, which then meets the western channel, and Leek Creek makes its way to the Salish Sea. There's Leek Creek coming down. It's a small channel. We did not have a stated atmospheric river event. This is after a one-day event. However, think about an atmospheric river event here. There could be, a good 20% more water flow to this channel here. So this culvert is clearly plugged. The water is now being redirected down the channel, down the ditch line here, and we looked at that culvert at the end there that's almost reached its capacity. So we have two culverts that are supposed to be redirecting water underneath Highway 101 in a safe managed way, and this is can only be described as a ticking time bomb. Okay, so A, there should be immediate maintenance here, and B, there should be a stream crossing review, and we'll add a C that there should be no logging in the watersheds where all these streams eventually reach Highway 101 and also many other residential roads. Thank you for watching.